Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman.
Please, Executive Council, State of Boston. Dear Council, I'm pleased to run an exemption city bound to the position of Associate Justice of the Malden District Court. I submit this nomination for advice and consent of the Executive Council pursuant to Part 1, Chapter 2 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and opposing the nominee's resignation of the union to the city of Hall Patrick Hill. First witness, Senator Malden.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just very briefly, I thought it was important that I come today. After serving as mayor and city council in Cambridge, I had the opportunity to work closely with then Chairman Barnes when he headed up our license commission. Had an impeccable record there, very well respected in our community, did a great job as license commissioner. But I also wanted to say, Benji, as we know, was someone who grew up in the city of Cambridge, so he was one of our own that was able to come up through the ranks and become a role model for the kids of the city. It's not very often that we have an opportunity to have a judge that has that background. So we've seen him as a jurist, making difficult decisions as license commissioner, but I think as a judge, he's someone that can be out in our community, again, be a role model for our kids, and I know that he'll make excellent decisions on behalf of the community. So now, in today's world, to have an opportunity to have someone as well-rounded, he's someone who's still well-known in our community, although we lost him to Palmer, and I know he did a great job out there, but to have him back in the greater Boston area to make excellent decisions on behalf of the community, and also make good decisions on behalf of young people that come before him, and those residents of the community would be a great opportunity for all of us. So I wanted to, Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I know how difficult your job is, and I respect it a great deal, but respectfully ask that you give every consideration to his appointment.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Okay, and I know I've been here twice in the last couple of months. You probably won't see me for a long time, so I apologize.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Malden.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon to you and to the members of the council, and especially to my governor's council, Mr. Meriden from Greenfield. I am also here on behalf of Mr. Barnes. I'll be shorter than my colleague, who once he gets going, he never stops. But I do want to say that the distinguished look of the chairman makes you even look more magnanimous in this position. I know him as Clerk Barnes. I don't know him as much as Benji Barnes, but I know him as Clerk Barnes. And as the clerk in Palmer District Court, came out with a clean slate. There wasn't much that we knew about him at the time when we first took over that appointment. But I can tell you that we haven't heard anything about it ever since. And I can tell you that that's probably the greatest compliment that you can give anybody in the court system when you don't hear about any problems, any news stories, that he is doing his job day in, day out. And from the people that I know on the court, who I talk with regularly, they have the greatest of admiration for Clerk Barnes, knows that he has a way of managing cases, handling cases that can be quite complex, and being able to get to the bottom of those issues and to be fair about those issues when raised to him, that I know that he's going to be a tremendous jurist for his current position, wherever else the road may take him.
Thank you, Senator. Any questions on the Senate? No, thank you very much. Representative Donato.
Mr. Chairman?
Good afternoon.
The former Medford resident, I hope he's coming back to Medford once again. And I represent, as you know, the city of Medford and city of Malden as well, part of the city of Malden. And we're just delighted that someone of the caliber of Clerk Barnes is now going to go back into the real practice, the practice of judicial, what would we say? Making sure that the judicial process that's fair and equitable to all of the citizens of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He has demonstrated that in his position as clerk of Palmer, and I know that he's going to do that in a tremendous way in Malden, and we look forward to having jurist come to Malden and dole out the right kind of judiciary, honesty, and public interest on behalf of
see you.
I see that.
Judge Malden, Chief Justice of the Council. Presided.
Thank you. Chairman Callahan and Honorable Counselor. My name is Patricia Palmer, and I am the presiding justice of the Palmer District Court. I was appointed to the bench in 2001 and have been presiding in Palmer since, well, first in an active capacity and then in a permanent capacity since 2002. And I can just say that Cambridge's loss when Mr. Barnes came out to Palmer was definitely Palmer's gain. I met him 4.5 years ago when he was sworn in as the clerk of the Palmer District Court, and he has done a wonderful job of managing the clerk's office and also being a part of the entire court of all of us. When you work with someone on a day-to-day basis, as I have with Clerk Barnes, obviously you get to know them professionally, you get to know them personally. And so I have personally observed his workings within the courthouse. I have seen him deal with defendants, litigants, attorneys, staff members, and members of the public that come into the courthouse. I can tell you that he is courteous, he is respectful to them, he is as helpful as he can be to them. I have never, ever seen him treat anyone arrogantly, condescendingly, or in any way but the most polite, helpful way that he can be. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, but Palmer is a pretty busy court, and so obviously we have the daily people that come in, many of them upset, many of them emotional, some of them angry. Mr. Barnes has a manner of dealing with people, which is a wonderful attribute of his, where he is patient, he actually calms them down, he listens to them, he gives them his full attention, and he resolves a lot of things that may be issues just by his own respect for people. I will also tell you that he and the Chief Probation Officer of the court and I have regular meetings, team management meetings, where we try and deal with any issues that arise in the court, change policies, change procedures. He comes to those meetings with very thoughtful ideas. If he wants to suggest a change, he's thought it through, he explains why he wants it. He comes in a real sense of cooperation to make the court run more efficiently, to make all of us look better there. It's not that we always agree, but as they say, he can disagree without being disagreeable. The three of us have a fantastic working relationship there, and obviously he prefers that. I just also want to say just a little bit about his management, his dealing with his staff, because I've been involved in that a little bit, and obviously I've observed it. With his staff, he is even-tempered, he is fair, he's very approachable, he's very encouraging to them. If there's a personnel issue, he definitely tries to resolve it in a calm, favorable way. If he wants to make a change, he wants to get input from the people that's going to affect. And yet he's the head of the clerk's office, and I think everybody that works here knows that. But he contributes to making the working environment a very, very positive one for all of us there. As far as his experience, I have talked to him about that. I have looked at his resume. I know he has some prosecutorial experience. I know he has some experience in civil litigation. As far as his experience in the clerk's office, he has obviously sat on probably, I think we have about 1,700 small claims cases per year. Certainly not all of those go to a hearing, but a certain percentage does. So he has sat as a neutral fact finder on probably hundreds of cases. He sits in show cause hearings and makes factual determinations, makes determinations about whether or not to issue search warrants and arrest warrants, and does show cause hearings. He and I have talked about legal issues when each of them